talking about the concerns, obviously, over what scale this coronavirus might have here in the United States, how this could spread here, potentially all of those fears, the administration's response there. There's also the question, we mentioned this too, of what is happening on Wall Street this week. The Dow is plummeting on a daily basis right now, record losses in one day today. There's the question of how long this is going to last on Wall Street and what the economic ramifications could be there.
It's all about uncertainty. The most valuable commodity that exists, whether you're a parent, a CEO, or an investor, is information. Investors are risk managers, so they need to take all of the information available to them, assess that risk, and make a decision. You don't just make money in the stock market if things are going well. You could actually make a ton of money when things are going poorly. Where you cannot make money is if you have no idea what's going on, and that is the situation we're in. Everything you just said, everything that we're hearing about this, even the fact that now officials cannot give accurate updates without getting approval from Mike Pence. So if you're an investor and you need to figure out what's actually happening in the world, remember, it's a doomsday scenario, and we know this is turning into a pandemic. These investors need to understand companies. Companies need to be doing business. And if it's a supply chain issue, if it's a personnel issue, or if it's the fact that with all of the precautionary measures individuals are taking, we're not spending money. Remember, it's consumers that have been driving the growth in this economy. Consumers aren't going to be spending money at a time like this. So from Wall Street's perspective, they're saying, I got to hit pause.
So it sounds like it is Wall Street trying to figure out what the rest of us are, what the scope of this is going to be.
And it's really important because people keep saying Wall Street must know something we don't know. No. Wall Street doesn't know. That's why you're seeing so many investors sell and say, let's wait this one out.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.